loads to chat about. Obviously, no real football on the pitch for I think 2 and a bit months now, but there's certainly been loads happening off it. We're not going to go in depth too much and all of that stuff because me and Gamble will probably end up having a fight.
That's good descend into chaos.
I know. So we're going to keep it. I'm just going to have a bit of a chat about what we thought about the games on Saturday. I watched Dortmund. I lasted 28 minutes of Dortmund against Schalke, and then I went back upstairs. It was just doing nothing for me. I get that Dortmund are a great team and the passing football is great to watch, but for me, if there's no fans there, it just football loses so much. And I think I'd forgotten a bit about that because obviously we got a wee glimpse at Europa League, Champions League games, Italian games, and with no fans prior to that, and it wasn't great at all. But back then we had other games we could turn on, whereas this was basically the only option we had, and it didn't do a great deal for me. I watched Bayern then on Sunday, and for some reason I enjoyed that game a bit more. I don't know if it was just a better game or maybe the fact it was in a smaller stadium. I didn't notice the no fans being there as much, but I'm going to take a bit of getting used to, I think, this lack of fans. But obviously it's something we could see in Scotland sometime soon. What did you think of it, Burrow?
A wee bit like yourself. It was good just to have some football on, but it wasn't really for me either. I do maintain it. I suppose in the grand scheme of things, compared to some of you boys, certainly, I do regard myself more as a Scottish football fan rather than just a kind of football fan in general. But I would probably rather watch a game in League Two than watch most of your top leagues in Europe, to be honest. But nevertheless, I do still kind of like the foreign football and that, so I was excited to have it on. The game I probably enjoyed the most was the Dortmund Schalke one, to be honest. I was the only one that I really sat through from start to finish, and then other ones caught me glimpses and that here or there. But as I say, I mean, the whole sort of no crowd thing, I know that there's actually a lot at stake and you're watching some of the best players in the world, but to me it did just kind of feel like a reserve match or a training match, you know, something you would go and watch on a Tuesday afternoon up at Airdrie or something. But I think the thing is, when you go to watch that kind of thing here, it's like you're going to watch your reserve team or something, and it's players you're interested in more than I certainly was anyway. So it's good to have something on, good to have football on, good for a wee bet of that as well. But I'll be honest, if I didn't have a punt in some of the games, I didn't really bother with them as much. But no, I'll get another chance next weekend, but not the same. Bring back Annan v Steny.
Aye, the thing we were getting told before was like, this is basically better than not having football at all. Do you agree, Casey?
I mean, it's one of them. I mean, I'm not wanting to just repeat what Burrow's just said, but I'm in basically complete agreement with him with that. I mean, I consider myself a Scottish football fan, and in my youth, I used to venture out a bit more to English football and even get a wee soft spot for a couple of Italian teams and all. But no, I've just not got that. I'm more interested in watching, as I said, like somebody like Aaron Athletic, ever watching Bayern Munich, to be honest, the way things are now. But I just couldn't get myself up for it the weekend, to be honest. Hence why I only actually watched the highlights of the games, which were bad enough, never mind if you actually had to sit through 90 minutes of that. And I mean, it's one of them, it was good for a bet and stuff, obviously, a wee bit of excitement again, but it's just not the same. And obviously the argument you're making there saying, it's better having that than no football at all, to be honest, I don't even know if I agree with it. Just from my point of view, I didn't enjoy that. I know we'll come on to it, but I don't really want to see Scottish football get down the same route, but I have a feeling that might be the only alternative. But again, I know we'll come to that later on. So for me, the sooner the fans are back, the better, and it shows how important the fans are to the game.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that certainly kind of stood out for me, is that the fans, there is no football without fans, basically. I think we saw that at the weekend, even though the games did go ahead. But I mean, is there part of this gamble that we're just getting used to it, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to, because we're going to probably have, I don't know, basically all the next season with no fans, the way it's looking at the moment. So, a few months down the line, maybe we'll just become accustomed to this.
Unfortunately, I think that's just going to be the case, isn't it? Like Casey says, I'm the same. I wouldn't want it to see us do it. I think watching slightly different to the boys there, I quite like to watch the German football, which made it probably even worse watching especially Dortmund Schalke, which is obviously a derby. Dortmund Stadium, usually, like, everybody knows about the atmosphere they talk about in that place, and even just other German, like Union Berlin, Bayern, that stadium as well, there's always a great atmosphere, and it was quite depressing to watch. It actually felt weird. I think we were speaking about it in some of the group chats as well. It actually felt weird to think that they're actually playing for real points here. Like, this is an actual league game. So I think, unfortunately, I think if we're going to get football back anytime soon, then the situation just dictates that it's going to have to be without fans, unfortunately.
They were talking in Germany that they wanted to come back with a massive game, and obviously Dortmund Schalke is just about as big a game as they've got, other than probably Dortmund Bayern. But I think you probably notice with games like that are built in the atmosphere, like, it becomes more noticeable maybe than it would with a normal game. As Spain's coming back, I think, in 3 weeks or something, and they're starting with a Seville derby, which is probably, the biggest derby in that country in terms of atmosphere and all that. So, it's a weird one, but I mean, we're probably going to head down this way, aren't we? Scottish football next season, if it does start at all, is going to be with no fans. How do you feel about that, Burrow?
I'd still prefer it. I would prefer it to get back with no fans, not to get back at all, to be honest. I think it poses yet another challenge, though. I mean, you know what Scottish football's like. They just don't handle anything well, really, at a kind of strategic level. So if it then wants the whole kind of question of clubs would need to arrange sort of like streaming services and all that so fans could see the games, because I know obviously the television will pick some up, but frankly, all fans of all 42 teams in the leagues will want to see their team play, and I think that's fair enough, because many of them are committed to season tickets and strips and all that sort of stuff. So I would prefer it over the season not coming back, or coming back at a much delayed stage or something. But I think obviously I have vested interest in it, but we've also got to think about the teams in Europe as well. If they don't bring the league back for ages, what's to say that if they bring European football back at the normal time, then our teams could get into it woefully unprepared. So I suppose they always do go in a wee bit underprepared because the season starts just after the first qualifiers. But no, I would like to see it back just on a normal schedule from the start of next season with any luck. Hopefully by that time we're maybe at a stage where they could get fans into the games in some capacity. But I do quite like the idea that they're talking about kind of making stadium hubs and stuff. I've seen some stuff about that in the papers about, I get right kind of neutral stadiums in the middle of the land, so like McDermott Park and stuff. I thought about bringing like 6 teams there and playing, like, they all play a game or something and they all get a stand of fans and that sort of stuff, because it would kind of let fans get to see the games, but ultimately less fans in a ground or something. I don't really get how they would manage it, but I do quite like this. Anything like that I'd be open to, just to get the football back with fans in it.
I mean, like, even European football next year, like Champions League, Celtic could make the Champions League, Rangers, even maybe Motherwell, a push could be in the Europa League group stage, and there'll be no fans there. It's totally bizarre, isn't it? But it's what we're going to have to get used to.
It's strange. It's that's the thing. Like, I know Burrow was saying there about some of the kind of ideas that have been getting bandied about, but it's like the kind of logistics of it all. Like who gets those tickets? Like, how does it work? I think, unfortunately, kind of keep coming back to it. Like, what other way can we actually do it to get football back than it just having to be for the time being? Well, how long is that? Do you know what I mean? As well, like, is it until there's a vaccine, and then who knows before we actually get to go to the games again? But like we usually did. So, it's strange times.
It's one of them, obviously, what I said in my original point about how I just couldn't get into the German football whatsoever, hence why I don't really want to see Scottish football going down that road. But again, there doesn't seem to be really another alternative for it. But given the fact that it would be your own team, as I think obviously Burrow made the point earlier on as well, about if you've got a reserve game, you're away to watch your own reserves and stuff, so you've got to be more into it. So obviously if Scottish football was to come back under that capacity, I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch it, because of course I will be, and doing whatever I can to take in a game. And obviously, so I don't think that's, like the point I made earlier, I don't think that's really totally fair, given the fact that I'm not really into German football anyway. But when this does come back, I mean, again, we kind of touched on it there with the TV companies. There's going to be an opportunity here as well for the clubs to bring in some money here as well, by signing off some kind of TV deal here, fan TV or whatever, subscriptions, because the fans will pay. You know what I mean? Because you've got to go there and you can't see your team. And if we're talking, I mean, I think it was Aberdeen statement that season ticket holders or something the other day. They said that when all this first came out, they were hopeful that you'd be playing in front of fans by September, but now they're saying it's got to be early 2021. And you're thinking, I mean, that's got to be the only way you can go, and you go to do that. And then, as I said, if they can get some kind of TV deal or online subscription. Everybody will pay it, and it's a way for the clubs to generate a bit of cash here.
Nobody's understanding in this early season ticket sales. I find that one quite interesting because you've got like Kilmarnock and Hamilton that came out now and said they're not selling season tickets. Next season will be pure to pay the game, and then you've got some teams like Motherwell being one of them who are like wanting you to buy a season ticket now. So it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think clubs are a wee bit split with knowing what to do at the moment, and obviously everyone else is struggling in this current situation financially. Unemployed rates are up, so it's a struggle for everyone. But football clubs aren't exempt for that, and we've seen even the biggest clubs in the country, Rangers, I think, giving out a voucher or whatever, like not exactly what fans would have wanted, but it just goes to show how they're struggling at the moment as well, like every club in the country will be. But I don't know how next season plays out, because I don't really see how clubs can sell season tickets when there aren't going to be fans at games, certainly for the first 6 months. I mean, what are we? We're at the end of May. We're basically in close season now. We know how short the close season is in Scotland. The Betfred Cup games, which are, I think, still scheduled to take place, start in, is it the middle of July, which is 7-8 weeks, something like that, if that. So you're not going to have fans at these games. It's completely laughable to suggest that you will have. You're then going to go into the season. So I don't see how clubs can even be looking at the prospect of selling season tickets. I get that they've got to have some sort of revenue, and I think there's a possibility that without any intervention would see a lot of clubs go bust. I think that's a genuine possibility, but
yeah,
I don't see how, and it's always playing in the kind of, the support fans give their club and that kind of undying passion and love that they give their club, that fans are continually asked to cough up so that the clubs don't go bust, and fans will do it, but at the end of the day, if you're paying money and you're not going to get to see a game, like, what's the point?
I mean, I can see 100% both sides there. And I'm not trying to be like, the wee teams will know better, but in regards to me and Barrow, obviously being Kilmarnock and Motherwell supporters, I mean, we're not going to feel it, we'll feel it a lot more than the likes of Rangers or Celtic. Obviously, taking everything else out of the equation there, Rangers and Celtic are enormous football clubs. They've got the fans back there all the time, 50,000 season tickets getting sold. Whereas the likes of Kilmarnock and Motherwell are totally dependent on pay at the gate season tickets. And that's why, obviously, fair play to Kerry. I mean, obviously, they've come out and said that. But me personally, I mean, I would put something forward regardless of whether we're getting anything back for it, you know what I mean? Because it's a football club, I mean. But the likes of Rangers and Celtic shouldn't really need to go down that route anyway, because they've got enough sponsorship and all the rest of it behind the scenes that are no dependent on fans having to cough up cash as much. And that's why I would be happy to do that. But having said that, I mean, obviously, maybe have a dig at some Kilmarnock supporters here, but I mean, we've got an initiative trusting Kerry in order to get fan ownership on board following the lead in Motherwell and St Mirren here. And Motherwell and St Mirren have got, I think, treble the number of supporters that have signed up to it than what Kilmarnock have, which is embarrassing from your point of view. So that's why I'm saying, I mean, if we had the option to buy season tickets while the fans would step up or no, I don't know. Me personally, and again, this isn't an Uber fan thing or anything, but I pay for that trust in Kerry. So does my dad. You can pay whatever you can afford in order for the betterment of the football club. But a lot of people aren't doing that, so they got to do it and not get anything back in return, never mind fan ownership. So it's a tough one, but what I'm saying is, from my personal point of view, is that if it came out and Kilmarnock had some kind of initiative to back the football club here with some kind of finance or to buy shares or whatever, I think that they're offering to sell shares again, and I've inquired about that. So basically, from my point of view, I'm willing to do that.
I must admit, I'm a wee bit hesitant with it. I mean, I've not renewed my season ticket as of yet, right? Now, towards the end of last season, obviously, you missed about 5 games off the season ticket or something. Would never have expected or taken anything that the club were ever going to give you back for that. As you're saying yourself, Casey, you love the club, you know that they need that money. Fair enough, would never look for it and back for it. It's circumstances nobody could have predicted. So that's fine. But I think, and don't get me wrong, if the club put out a kind of rallying call kind of thing, as in, like, look, those who are going to renew their season ticket, we need the money. Can you do it now? I would do it, absolutely. But at the moment, to be honest, I'm no jumping to do it right now. Not looking for anything back for last year's, no chance. But until there's just a wee bit more clarity or a wee bit of an end date just on when it is going to come back, I don't know that I would rush to do it exactly at the moment, because I mean, you know, people, I'm not saying I've not, but there are people out there that are losing their jobs and stuff, and a lot of people have got uncertain futures of their own. So I think in a way it's a wee bit rich just to, you know, all right, that's your season ticket for last year done, and then right, new year, you know, when you don't really know what's going to happen, you know, people have got to look after their money and stuff as well. But as I say, you love the club and all that, and if they do come and it turns out, right, we need this money now, absolutely do it. But I'm holding off a wee bit just to see what happens, I think.
I think the clarity point you make's a good one. I'm yet to see, I think a few smaller clubs have maybe done it, but I'm yet to see a top flight club come out and say, look, you know, not going into absolute details, but a rough estimate basically, this is the money that we usually account for and get in for season tickets. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work out how much a season ticket is and how many you sell on average a year. Work out, you know, the amount that you depend on, because I'd say for a lot of Scottish clubs it would maybe be something like a third of their yearly incomings, something like that, roughly. So I'd like to see a club come out and say, look, we're struggling for this. This is what we've put forward, and basically then put the ball into the supporters' court by telling them exactly what's happening. Because, you know, there's a lot of clubs out there that, you know, can probably get by. Certainly the larger clubs, Celtic and Rangers, can probably get by just by promising fans. Because I mean, there's an extra pressure on those clubs. Fans, it's a different kind of pressure to the smaller clubs you were talking about, KC. But the Celtic and Rangers fans, the pressure is if they don't renew, they won't get a season ticket the following year. And especially with Celtic, with it being and Rangers as well, such a big season next year, that's a different kind of pressure. But what I'd like to see is a club come out and say, this is our plan we're putting forward. And if that plan is even, you know, pay a season ticket and then further down the line, and maybe seasons 2, 3 and 4, we will then try and find a way to give you that money back, like £100 off the next 3 years or something like that, then that's at least a plan. And I think supporters would realise how difficult a situation this is for clubs, and they would probably cough up. But I think it's just the uncertainty of not knowing what happens if I pay this money and, you know, the club play no games at home next season, and I then just lost that money.
People on the mugs, you know.
Gamble?
Guys, that's because for me personally anyway, like I've not renewed my season ticket yet. I think the deadline for it's ending in June, which is obviously a lot later than what it would usually be, which is good. Same as Burrow, I'm just kind of, obviously personal circumstances as well, like can't really afford to be paying for a season ticket at the minute. But a bit more clarity on the whole subject as well. I mean, does your season ticket become your sort of pass for online streaming or something like that? But I think, I know obviously what KC was saying about Aberdeen kind of coming out and the mention of no fans at games before kind of early next year. It's the first time we've really heard anything from like the actual kind of official channels of Scottish football about the reality that we've probably and a lot of other people have been talking about for long enough, that there's no chance fans are back at games for a long time. So maybe, like the things you were saying, Hamish, maybe clubs kind of getting around the table, but probably having Zoom calls or whatever to try and come up with some sort of plan to probably be a bit more upfront than they would ever usually be, and say, look, the smaller clubs, obviously, I'm meaning here as well, that this is what we need the fans to help us out with, because obviously, as we've said, and it's so obvious that the money coming through the gates is what keeps these clubs afloat. So maybe that's a kind of the Aberdeen, like them saying that about starting next year. Maybe that's the first of us starting to probably talk a bit more pragmatically about the actual situation and being more upfront with the fans, I suppose.